following video is brought to you by Hyper Epics, a bold new anthology series that offers diverse and exciting comic book stories online and soon in print form. Each story is packed with stunning artwork, memorable characters, and captivating stories, quickly becoming a go-to destination for readers worldwide. You can find them online at hyperepics.com. And if you're interested in advertising here on World Class Bullshitters, contact us, worldclassbs@mail.com, and get your product in front of hundreds of thousands of people each month.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
Hello everyone, welcome back to This Week in Star Wars. I've been away for a while. With all the channel growth as well as the constant stream of Star Wars news, I've decided to condense all of the news down into one easily digestible video. On August 1st, Star Wars Episode 9 began filming. Yes, I know. Hold your applause. We were presented with this tweet from the king of the rehash, J.J. Abrams, that read, "Bittersweet starting this chapter without Carrie, but thanks to an extraordinary cast and crew, we are ready to go. Grateful for @Ryan Johnson, and special thanks to George Lucas for creating this incredible world and beginning a story which we are lucky to be a part of. #9. How quaint. Episode 9 is tasked with cleaning up the vomit-inducing vomit of a film titled The Last Jedi, while simultaneously finishing off the current Star Wars trilogy. There's only one problem. J.J. Abrams has never finished anything in his life. It's a wonder the man has kids, if you know what I mean. Episode 9 is a no-win scenario for Disney. They can't finish what JJ started with Episode 7 because Ryan Soyboy Johnson ruined that intentionally. They also can't ignore it because that would be admitting failure publicly, and that's a fate worse than box office death. Isn't that right, Solo? While we're on the subject of death, Carrie Fisher is being dug up for another Star Wars appearance. News came last week that Carrie Fisher would be back again as Leia one last time, with footage shot from The Force Awakens. Now we've learned from CinemaBlend that they're actually going back to the critically acclaimed masterpiece The Last Jedi for the rest. This is what CinemaBlend had to say. When the cast list for Star Wars Episode 9 was announced last week, we finally received the answer to the General Leia Organa question we've been wondering since the tragic passing of Carrie Fisher. Choosing not to use CGI or recast the role of the character who was still alive at the end of Star Wars The Last Jedi, the film will incorporate unused footage shot for Star Wars The Force Awakens to conclude her story. But J.J. Abrams actually had more footage to work with than just the unused footage from Episode 7. ABC News' Clayton Sandel revealed that Episode 9 will also be using footage from The Last Jedi, as he explained. I talked to Todd Fisher today about all this, and he has been talking with J.J. Abrams about it. I asked him because the press release said they were going to use unused footage from The Force Awakens, and I asked about The Last Jedi, and he told me that they were also using unused footage from The Last Jedi. And I said, well, how many minutes do they have of this stuff? And he said, I can't tell you that. So, Princess Leia's role in the yet untitled Episode 9 is essentially a Frankenstein monster of reprisals. First, they take something that is dead, stitch together pieces that don't belong together, electrocute it, and then it lumbers back on screen as a lifeless husk that resembles the humanity that once was. Folks, welcome to Disney Star Wars. This mystery box bullshit was cute 15 years ago when JJ stood for Junior Jerkoff, but now that JJ is a fully fledged filmmaker, sorry, I can't say that without becoming violently ill. J.J. Abrams is what's the point I'm trying to make? Ah, yes. They're fucked. We know that Fisher's death put a pin in whatever revisionist bullshit Kathleen Kennedy was trying to pull, and it's good that their plan won't come together easy. Han's death was dumb, Luke's death was pointless, but this whole Leia situation is just in bad taste. I mean, what's the point? The woman died. Let her rest in peace. They had almost an entire calendar year between her death and the release of The Last Jedi. They should have grown a pair and killed her off there. Well, that would require Ryan Johnson to act like a man. Not in this lifetime. This week hasn't been particularly positive for Disney Star Wars, which makes it the greatest week of my life. Sarcasm. Looks like the Disney streaming service took a big hit, and the thing hasn't even launched yet. Over on Jedi Temple Archives, they had a post discussing what exactly is happening with Star Wars and streaming. It was reported by Bloomberg that Disney's grand plan for its streaming service may not work out as smoothly as intended. Disney sold the broadcast rights for the original trilogy and prequel trilogy movies to Turner Broadcasting back in 2016, and this deal also included streaming rights. It wasn't cheap either. Turner paid $275 million for the movies in 2016. A hefty sum. Disney would like nothing more than to get the rights back from Turner, but Turner Broadcasting so far refuses to sell the rights back to Disney, or is asking for too much money. The rights expire in 2024. That could mean that for 5 long years, the all-new Disney streaming channel, which is all about Star Wars and Marvel, can't show the first Star Wars films. Only the Disney era movies, and some fans of the George Lucas era may think twice about paying for a service that won't be able to stream the movies they love the most. However, Disney still has some time to convince Turner to sell back the rights. This is fantastic news! Not because it's going to cost Disney an arm and a leg to get back the films, but it exposes the lack of foresight that Disney has in regards to their upcoming streaming service. All the talk has been Disney's upcoming streaming service this, and Disney's upcoming streaming service that. Blah, blah, blah. Give us your money. Rinse and repeat. But now we all know that it's just a fly-by-night idea to drain the consumers. This wasn't planned out. This wasn't part of the big picture. They made this deal all the way back in 2016. They wanted to own everything, but their previous greedy ways forced them to show their cards, and now it's going to cost them. I do believe that this news will have some impact on the initial wave of interest. They can advertise the service with Star Wars, but not the good Star Wars. They always try to market Star Wars with nostalgia at the wheel, but this time they can't. They have to use the new Coke of Star Wars to sell the future of their company. Catch the wave? Try catching the truth. As Max Headroom would say, you're fucked. So that's it for this week's Star Wars video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you like this format. If it gets enough views, I'll make this a weekly thing. I'll be launching our Indiegogo here in a few weeks, so make sure to be following us on social media, as well as being subscribed to this channel with the little bell notification on for always, so you don't miss out on any updates. Also, we've had a huge boost in Patreon numbers, and that community is now thriving. So if you'd like to be a part of it, $1 a month gets you in, but $5 a month, which is only 17 cents a day, gets you way more, and the perks get better from there. I'll be back tomorrow with Good Morning Pop Culture, which is quickly becoming scientifically proven to be the best way to start your day, according to the New England Journal of Bullshit. So tell me what you guys think about the streaming service situation from Disney. Were you actually even concerned with the original Star Wars being there? I own it on Blu-ray and DVD and VHS. No Laserdiscs for Star Wars. But my point is, if I'm going to pay for a streaming service that has everything, I want everything. I don't care if this is $2 a month. If you don't have everything Star Wars on there, you just can't give me the ultimate Star Wars experience. What if I want to sit down and watch the entire saga in one afternoon? Well, I couldn't, because it would take more than an afternoon. But let's say I wanted to sit down and do the entire Star Wars saga on a weekend. Well, we can watch The Clone Wars, and we can watch Rebels, and we can watch Force for Diversity, and we can watch the new garbage movies, but we can't watch the meat and potatoes of the Star Wars universe. The original trilogy, and the side dish, the prequels. I don't think that's a good way to launch your company. Maybe Disney should just put up the money for Turner to sell the rights back. But hopefully those costs don't come back and bite the consumer in the ass. Because they've gone on record to say it's going to be substantially cheaper than Netflix, so they kind of have to hold themselves to that because they've already put it out there. And if they do this tier level bullshit, well, then they've lost a lot of people, because maybe you pay for 4K streaming on Netflix, but overall it's still the same content for $9 a month, $12 a month, and whatever else the highest tier is. Disney is in murky waters with their streaming service, because we now know the truth, that they don't necessarily have everything planned out from the beginning. This is about 2 years in the making for their Disney streaming service. They didn't understand how it works. Well, now that they understand that it makes money, they'll find a way to make themselves understand. So thank you to everyone who has made this channel grow at the rate it has. We're almost to 70,000 subscribers, and it's incredible what we can do as a community. Speaking of community, if you're in the Midwest, World Class Bullshitters will be live at Indianapolis Horror Hound, August 24th through the 26th. If you can't afford to get into the show, just come hang out with us at the after party. We're going to be hanging out, going live all the time at the show. So that weekend, the 24th through the 26th, don't make plans. Hit the thumbs up button, smash the muff button, like the muff button, whatever we call it at Good Morning Pop Culture, and let everybody know that you're a big fan of World Class Bullshitters. I'll be back tomorrow with more, and thank you for watching.